What's good, people? It's your boy, Icarus Gray. And this is Gray Area Anime. And we are back, my friends, with another Teach Me Senpai. And I had to drop the music abruptly because someone has returned. She's been gone for a while. Introduce yourself.
Oh, you're talking to me.
No.
See, that was my introduction.
And all right. And she's back to getting muted again. Try again.
Hey, everybody.
Ah,
It's me, Prima Diva. Lovely to be back.
the executive producer of the Gray Area Anime Podcast has
Some
returned.
slight, some slight.
Woo.
And also,
You could have gave me the
That's something.
applause.
Yeah, I was
You know what I
great.
mean? Like, or
that's a
sound
whole
effect or
different
something.
soundboard.
This is the reason
yeah, you're
why
right. I got a soundboard.
I think that I'm posing this to you listeners. I've been thinking about this quite some time, that a couple of these episodes, a few of these episodes, I think I need to be at the board because you miss great opportunities to use that soundboard like you do. And I mean, if I'm the executive producer, I think I should, I should have those rights.
You
I love
should.
it. I'm just saying. I think you give me one chance, man, you won't regret it. That's my pitch.
And the
And I'm
other
outta
voice
here.
that you hear is...
Bible study girl. Hello.
Thank you.
I forgot.
Thank
Sorry.
you. Like every time, like
Hello.
that person.
Hi guys.
All right.
Hello. I can't
And
get it
as
right.
you know, you went without it for, I think this week you definitely went without it, but back to Ascendance of a Bookworm, we returned. Episode number 5.
Yay.
Baptism and Strange Fevers.
Correct.
I was going to be like, why are you about to say you're going to kill me?
That's
That's what I thought she was gonna- I was like-
thinking she
I was
said,
like, stop.
not.
I was like,
I'm
stop
gonna
repeating
kill
the
you.
phrases we've said. But yeah, we're back to watching this series, and we threw Prima Diva into the mix because she's the executive producer and she's been absentee out here, you know, working on other businesses and stuff, and
yeah.
leaving her talent to dust. Whereas I have never left my talent to her own devices. Anyway,
What is this? Did I come back to a
Is this-
welcome,
yeah,
or am
is
I
this-
on trial here?
Yeah, what is-
Exactly. What's happening?
I'm on your side.
just letting the people know what's going on. That's all.
All right,
Okay. Can we
That's
talk about the
all right,
episode?
let's do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's
Episode.
level up. Break in. Do you have any questions to start?
You want me to break in? I think we should just talk about it and
Okay, let's do this.
break it on down. We'll
So
talk about
last time we left mine, she blew herself up. Technically,
Correct. Yes.
she had gotten her clay, tried to cook them so that way they would be dry. The tablets would stay, and I guess they exploded probably due to the heat because you have to have a specific kind of heating cooling system for making clay. It's not something that they say, but it's something I know because
And the glaze too. I think
millions
I
of
don't remember if you
yeah.
got that after or before, but yeah,
She didn't have the glaze.
yeah.
I don't believe.
I think that might be in. I can't remember.
And that was another thing. So we enter this episode. It is time for Tori's baptism,
Baptize me.
which we were watching it a little fast. So Bible study girl initially thought that only girls get baptized.
Well, I had my eyes down. I was typing the title,
And it
and
was
then
funny.
because you know, what's your name? Icarus Gray. I could not think of your name.
Boy, who are
Yeah, the boy of many names.
Yes.
I was typing the name down, and so when I looked up, you know, Icarus Gray has a thing. You have to watch it with the subtitles. So when I
Yes.
looked up, all I saw the lady saying was, "Oh, that's right, you only have boys." So I was like, wait, go back, because does that mean that only boys get baptized? But no, they all get baptized at 7. I think we've talked about this before, but I really can't remember. It's been a while since we sat at the round table. But does religion play a part in a lot of animes or no?
Yeah. Like the ones that, well, yeah. Even the ones that don't, there's still a level of tradition that would appear spiritual for us.
Okay.
But for them, it's more just a commonplace thing that kind of happens.
Okay.
So whether that's them going to like, even in the slice of life stuff, you may see somebody going to light incense at their ancestors' graves. You'll see, they do these Halloween things where it's like a scare walk or a trial of courage kind of thing, and it's the spirits are gonna get you, like a haunted house kind of thing. But it's more. There's more pivotal parts of it in that kind of thing. So pretty much yes.
Okay.
There are some that just have nothing involved in it, but when you see religions being formed, a majority of the time it's Catholicism that they kind of go with.
Okay.
That seems to be their
I think that
general
has to do
use.
with like, the history of
we were
like,
talking about that.
yeah, about like of Christianity in Japan and stuff like that. It was around the time of Catholicism and, the Roman Catholic Church sending their people over there before they got, axed by the Japanese.
Yeah.
But anyway, interestingly, I think also it depends on the type of anime too.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the anime that we've watched, especially if it has to do with like another world or another time period or some other like fantasy kind of thing, like either apocalyptic or, prehistoric, whatever kind of like space you're in, at some point, maybe one of the characters or some sort of theme that has to do with like a religion or some sort of like relationship between man and some kind of deity kind of gets explored in like an authoritative kind of, way in some shape, form, or fashion. I think in this, it is a great example of how they kind of keep it in the background. It's more of like you said, like a traditional thing, or like it has to do with like societal, like government kind of organization within the city more than an actual, we worship this God because of blah, blah,
and
blah,
as we learn later, it also has to do with
right. I know you guys are going to talk about that as well. So
so
I think that's probably.
But yes, to answer your question, yes,
Okay.
and it's
Different
just
levels.
varying degrees of the intensity. Another thing that's good to note in these instances is the creation of a god in some kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
So if this were a different kind of anime, so if this were like a shonen fighting kind of thing, it would have been like Book of Eli ish, but like the god of books, like they would have a name for him.
Yeah,
or
no, it
something
would.
like
Yeah,
that. They would worship books.
associate
Like
that,
it would literally be, let's take God out of this and put
knowledge as the like,
knowledge as
preeminent
the, and we'll use all of the images, the imagery of most times, like I said, Catholicism, because they don't really know about a lot of the other ones. Some of them they'll know, because I feel like they know a little bit about Southern Baptists.
I mean, I think
funny
that,
enough,
with the internet, they probably know a lot, but they already have a way of thinking about religion in general.
But so
all the children were beautiful.
Yes,
they all had on the same little
I think they were wearing white.
Guys.
Yeah, with white and blue. Yeah.
she still has the hair ornaments.
Yeah.
Who?
Mm-hmm.
She does.
Like to sell? Is that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We'll get
she's
to
gonna
that.
be good.
Well, we know she's gonna be good regardless.
Yeah.
As y'all have come to learn, mine is just
A beast.
literally like a future. She
She
things
is
that are
Dr.
commonplace. Yeah.
She's Dr. Stone in this.
But
place.
she can bring all the different things. It's like, well, why haven't you used this? Like, as long as you give me the same thing here, I don't understand why you haven't used or done this. And this episode, I think, was a lot of that kind of. So what happens is she realizes the clay stuff doesn't work, and she gets an inkling to try and use
Well, we
paper.
talked about
Turi has her baptism, and
Turi has her baptism,
and she has to start her apprenticeship. And with her apprenticeship, that means that mine is going to have to do some more housework.
right?
So with that, she has to go out to the forest and get,
Which is her bag, because she gets to experiment and try to
figure things out.
figure this book making out.
so she gets to go out with them and get there and pick up wood.
She's supposed to be getting firewood. That's specifically what her assignment is. Yes.
So instead, she realizes I can make smooth log or planks and write on these.
Yeah, wooden tablets. is what she.
Basically, yeah.
Oh,
Instead of clay, let's do one tablet.
Since her sister's out doing her assignment, her dad gifts her, like they gift
That-
Tori with the sewing outfit and all the stuff. And so
first
dad
it was
gives
just
her
a knife.
Yes,
a beautiful heavy knife.
I was just gonna
Yeah.
say a heavy
It's
knife.
heavy
Apparently.
because for her it is.
Yeah.
Because she says it's heavy, and we see her
Struggling.
wood making.
Right.
But it was cool because I'm glad that they let her pick things up quickly.
Yeah.
There are things that she couldn't do physically, but this was not one of those like, the first day I tried to get the bark off and I couldn't. Like she literally gets to from start to finish with the tablets. It takes her all day, and then Lutz comes through and
helps.
And
And I
helps,
wonder
and
if that has more to do
finessing
with
it
how
out,
sharp
you know.
the knife is than how skillful she is. But yeah.
true.
So yeah.
So they start to do that, and then the next part of it is her now needing to figure out, well, what am I going to write on with this? So she goes and has a meeting with Otto, their general meeting, because she's kind of trying to figure some stuff out. And she's like, hey, do you think you could pay me in ink instead of paying me in the slates? To which he responds, well, no, you'd have to work for 3 years
For free.
for free.
And then I'll give you some ink. He didn't say all the ink.
Right. He was like, I'll get you like
Because as you know, like
And
anything that like leads to writing in this world costs.
Yes.
yeah.
Like the slates in and of themselves would take her dad, I think it's like 3 months pay.
I think so.
I think that's what it was. So obviously the less used ink would take, I guess, 3 years,
3
which is
years.
crazy.
That's yeah.
And Otto is also a merchant businessman at heart. And it's like, for whatever reason, which is a common theme and a common thing that we say while we're watching, why are they talking to this little girl like this is normal?
I mean, if she approaches, and I think that's the other thing too. Maybe it's just her attitude about it too. She talks to him like a little girl, like in the voice of a little girl, but she just says things that they understand, and so it's kind of like, well, if you're gonna be chill about it, I'll be chill about it. I feel like she has that way of passing on her attitude about what you're discussing.
She's just so smart.
She is. Yeah. If you're calm, they're calm. That's kind of like how I think about this.
So then we go from there to, because this episode wasn't really, I mean, it was long and there was a lot of information, but is there something I'm missing?
No.
So they go from there to
so ink is out. Ink is not an option.
Ink
So
is
she
out.
has to
Yeah,
come
she's
up
like,
I
with
gotta
a
figure
out
viable
So she
alternative.
asks her mom to use something at the house.
Ash from the fire. Can I use this? And
Well,
her
she
mom,
asked her about something else before,
no,
and she
she
told
asked
her
her
no.
mom from the ash from the fire. Her
Yeah.
mom says no because we need that to make soap. That you can't have that.
Yeah.
Then her mom tells her, she's like, well, can I have the soot? And her mom's like, you're telling me you want to clean the oven? Great. So she puts her in this little cute outfit to save her clothing. And
Because they like literally are just treating her, she's not their mind. And they just treat her like every other kid. It's like, so anytime she says something, they're like, they have no other thought about it. I think that it showed, especially in the last episode when the boys like were just, I don't know, jump on these things. And they're like, I'm sorry, I didn't know they were important to you. I don't know why they're important or what you're doing with them, but okay.
yeah.
And so the parents, like all of the parents really just treat her like, nah, that's my little girl. She's also 6.
Yeah.
Now.
She's grown.
Yeah, now in this episode.
Yeah, she's 6.
Like, well, they don't even mention it until later, but she's 6.
She's 6. She's become a big girl.
She has leveled up.
So she gets that soot and goes out. She gets that soot and goes out into the forest with those nice wooden.
And Lutz has been helping her, and so now we got to figure out, okay, how can we make this into something that we can write with?
Right.
And she's like, well, let's try and add water. I tried and add water, and it was like, it didn't work.
It was runny.
So then the next thought process was oil, which not happening.
Yeah,
Oil is
so
even more expensive than
Right.
everything else. So then the last thing is they are like, okay, maybe we can mix it with the clay that we used earlier, essentially making crayons, Essentially making crayons. Only it's not wax because crayons are wax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But come on.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So they make those, and she's finally acquired all of the ingredients needed to write on the wood tablets. Now it's time to write on the wood tablets. She gets home. She's looking for her tablets. No tablets. Mom, have you seen my stone tablets or my wood tablets? They were about yay big, this long. Yes, I saw your firewood.
I was gonna give you that firewood you brought to
Yeah,
the house.
the
I
firewood.
saw that.
The reason we sent you out into the forest?
Yeah.
I saw that.
I
Yeah.
saw that you had been working really hard to bring us home some firewood, so I used it. So at this point,
Even though I do want to point out, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get really loud, but even though I want to point out that the room that they were in,
full.
just everywhere.
Full
Okay,
of-
could have used
Like there was literal no reason for you to
grab
pick out and
that
even
wood.
and even go like no other than and she
was
but she
so
says her reason of
terrible.
it being like, well, I saw that you were working so hard, so I wanted to use
Your
your
word.
firewood that you had got for me.
And I mean, boy, the level of positivity. Just
So she
got
has
eyes
the
change
rainbow eye
color.
color
started
again.
glowing. Okay,
Yes.
Yeah, that will be explained at a later date. But
yeah,
anyway, so she's glowing and
she getting real mad.
she's getting real mad.
Oh, she's furious.
Just like the last episode, it's like, hey,
Let's
you know.
breathe.
And her mother is not looking at her at all. Because again, for them, and this is what like was nailed home to me, you're just normal.
Right, you're just
Yeah.
a kid. Mom is
Like,
trying
alright.
to pump you up because I used the stuff you worked hard.
Like, yeah, I appreciate you. Thank you. You did what
It's
I
not
asked you to
really
do.
in
And it's
tune
like,
with their
no,
children.
this is not
Not
thing.
at all.
And she passes out to fever and she's like, I feel like this fever is trying to overtake me.
Right.
Like it's trying to devour me.
Mhm.
From the inside.
From the
out.
inside, like it's making me smaller and smaller. She's like, I'm not gonna be able to make my books. Like I don't care anymore. I don't want to do this. Like
Yeah.
if you want to eat me, fever.
Take
Fine.
me over.
Well, I think
Take me, Jesus.
was
Take
it
me
in
now.
was it in the clay situation that Lutz asked her?
I was gonna go back to
Oh,
that
yeah,
in my
yeah.
notes. While
Yeah.
they're out there making clay, they begin to discuss Lutz and his future career goals because we know at 7, when they get baptized, they have to have an apprenticeship.
Yeah.
That's how they're gonna make their living.
To which they work half of the week, and then the rest, or like 3 days. Then the rest of the week they have to
do
go
their
back to their
chores or
daily
whatever, right?
chores
Yeah.
of helping their home.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we know from the last episode that Lutz wants to be
Traveling merchant.
Yeah, traveling merchant.
Mm-hmm.
So that's his goal. And so he's talking to Mayan about how to make that happen. And she's like, hey, I got the hookup. I can
Yeah.
talk to Mr. Otto and see if he'll meet up with you. But in her mind, she wants him to
'cause
really
that is the
be.
end of this episode. Yes,
Yeah,
it
in
is.
her mind, she wants him to be
Oh, because then we go into
dissuaded.
the,
Yes.
Yeah.
She wants him to be
She wants him
dissuaded.
to have
Mine,
some sort of reality check.
Yeah.
She kind of.
and she, and
But
her,
at the same time, she does have the real goal. She's not so like, because with them, a lot of them are more so like, he shouldn't do this. He should probably just go into this or do that or whatever.
Yeah.
But
it
she,
is different.
I think, is already thinking about like, no, what you want to do is right, but you just can't do it like that.
And that's
Right.
really what I think, like, exactly what you're saying. That's the difference between the way everybody else is approaching it and the way that mine is, because they are very much like, you can't do that.
yeah.
You know, and that's really the only way
Like
that it
even
seems.
with
Like,
her,
eh.
even with the 4 or 5 things that she's already done that are exceedingly and abundantly better than what they have by just
all the evidence is clearly in her face.
It
But I
is.
mean,
And
but-
it'd be
but
like,
with Lutz, not so much.
Okay.
So I mean, you know,
So-
it's just it kind of seems more
Well,
like
not
well, it's
currently.
always been that way. I just mean in terms of the way that
Yeah.
his like parents may view him,
Oh,
the village,
yeah.
you know, the city
Right.
people might view him as
because
like
his mom goes, I think
this
it's
is
in
what
the
we've
episode,
always
she's like,
done.
you just should be a carpenter like me and your. Well, no, she does it
A craftsman.
next episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
next
Because
episode.
she doesn't
So
know
they-
what he
yeah.
wanted. Because they haven't even gotten. Okay,
They haven't gotten to that.
sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So yeah, that's it. That episode ends with her.
Well, she gets
Fighting.
back together, or she gets well, and then they go
Yeah, because
to see them at the end of the episode.
Because that's what brings her out of it is the fact that even
she
though
still
she
has to go and
wanted
meet
to like just let herself kind of, I guess, die away.
Yeah.
You know, she realizes that she did promise Lutz to
at
because
least
introduce her
meet
to
this thing up.
Because
So,
Lutz comes
to see her.
See her while she's having her fever, and she holds his hand.
And like she almost comes out of it, but then her mom comes in there and says, "Oh, I think she heard like an explosion."
Yeah.
Because during the time when they were making the play, she was like, "Oh, can we maybe like to dry this faster? Can we set them on fire or something?" He was like, "No, we can't do that.
Because
Don't
last
do anything
time,
stupid."
You say because you know
last time you tried to blow up the house,
and this time it ended up being her mother who almost blew up the house. And she comes back into the room like, "What was that exploded, Mom?" "Well, I thought that we had some, what did she say, wooden slates that Lutz brought us up, but apparently that's not what that was." So not only has she burned the
she got rid of the dang pans too.
That's why mine was like, "Oh my word,
I'm gonna just die."
And it's like the other thing that's crazy is like they don't understand her. So she has tried to communicate certain things with them, and they just be like, "What? No, that's not what we do. Pour the poop out the window now."
Right.
And that, but I mean, and that's the main through line. I think that's one of those like universal kind of story themes. It's like that's not what we do versus the let's try something different. You know, like it's always those
right. Like why is
conflict.
paper like? Why have y'all not grown there?
Yeah.
Kind of thing. It's like, but no, that's the whole thing. Is like what she found out is like it's expensive. Like nobles have.
Oh yeah, the nobles have the books. God dang those nobles!
She gets so frustrated.
Her little
but I don't blame her.
puffed up, pouty face every time she talks about nobles is hilarious. But that was the episode, they end up meeting Otto and Benno, at the end of the episode.
At the very
end.
Right. At the end.
Because the next episode is them discussing some things.
Yeah.
Make sure you see the next episode.
Talking business.
Yes, at the tail end of the next episode that we get some major like dun dun dun.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so what they do is they go and they talk to. Do they talk to him in this? Don't they talk to him?
No, they don't. Because
they reschedule the meeting.
They reschedule
the meeting.
They work out the reschedule. Yeah.
Okay.
And the next.
Oh, the next episode. Okay, well, I got it. Okay, now I'm all caught up. Okay, so the episode's done. Do you have any questions? Anything that was like?
No, I think I have more questions
for what's next.
Than this, because this. After this, the series really picks up, and you want to sit and like.
They started like because initially what they did with us, they sit us down, and it's like, all right, this is how she's gonna try and do books today. This is a little bit about the world, but this is how she's gonna try and do books. You kind of feel like the world is a background, even though it's telling you in a little bit that no, I'm actually the foreground, because you need to understand that. How we're constituted is the thing she's going to have to work through. It's not just going to be she figured it out and then she was able to, change our world drastically just from her thinking of something. No, it's like you have to work within our constructs, our laws, our,
your own physical limitations too. Yeah. Like she has to work within all of that.
Using people, managing the fact that what you're doing, like you're very different. You're very different from the person that you are.
She's got
technically
blue hair,
not.
Right?
Like she's technically,
So. Nobody else has blue hair. I didn't see anybody else with blue hair.
Not
in the episodes I saw.
Her dad.
Oh yeah, he does have blue hair. That's right.
How she gets blue hair.
I was
and then like the magician in the first thing, he has like blue hair.
I haven't seen that.
And then Turi has green hair,
but it's not blue.
It's not blue. Yeah. I do have a question for you. Like watching this series so far, like before we even get to like this turn, do you feel like it's lived up to your expectations in terms of how they established it in the first episode to where you are now? Do you feel like there's been like some drastic changes? Has it been worth it?
It has been definitely worth it. Not to me, I feel like the other episodes and this episode really just set the stage for what's about to happen. You need all that background information because now we're taking off.
Yeah.
And you can, and just from the episodes that we've seen, when I look back, I'm like, oh, that's what
they were doing.
Was.
Yeah.
That's what that wow, is right. They did a beautiful job of, they laid a great background, great story, and now it's like all the stuff is clicking into place. And
would you compare this, like your experience with this, to like a live action, like a normal live action show that you
absolutely
like?
Absolutely. It's just like I can't think of anything on TV right now. Oh,
TV. Who's watching that?
Thank you, Prima Diva.
I'm
Just to get in, I also have questions after this, so I want to make in because the excitement will cause her to ask 5
No,
more
that was
questions.
my that was my last question.
No, but I was gonna say, it puts me in the mind of like I can't think of the name, Kerry Washington.
Oh,
like a scandal.
Yeah, like a scandal,
like
or little fires everywhere.
Yes, you just want to. Okay, wait a minute.
Almost like a drama, like a primetime drama.
Oh, it gives you that
Yeah,
appetite. It gives you the appetite
like,
for.
I can't
more.
wait to find out.
And it's so cute.
She is so cute, but it's like it's great. It's a great series to watch. I would highly recommend it. You have to get through the backstory, and the backstory is cute.
It's 4 episodes.
It's cute. Like
I mean, literally by the 5th episode, like where we are. I mean, you could say 6 episodes.
I would say after you watch this episode 6 and on, it's
about
gonna
to get
have
real.
you like,
Yeah.
say what? What just happened? Wait a minute. What he just say? Like,
But thank you for inspiring these questions, because now I realize that I can't ask you questions.
You're welcome.
So,
you didn't know you could ask me questions?
I mean, I know I could, but I wouldn't be able to think of what questions to ask you, and therefore the producer does a great job of her job.
Producing.
So, so my question to you would be, what do you have a better appreciation of anime currently? In terms of the
Absolutely.
medium?
It's actually sitting down and watching a series and not
Yeah.
just watching a couple of episodes. A couple of episodes doesn't get it because you don't really get invested.
Right.
Like now I'm in this story. I need to know what happens. Low key, I was like, I want to keep watching because what just happened?
I agree.
Like, so I think it's important.
Which means I've gotten used to the point, or one of the points that I want to get you to. But continue.
Absolutely. I think it's important to find a series that like speaks to you. Because, I was initially hooked just because it's about books and I love books, but it's so much.
Oh, yeah.
Listen.
They're good for that.
Listen.
The good ones are. Yeah.
Like you said, we have spent this whole time with her figuring out how she's going to make these books, but there's a whole world around her that is.
Because initially they brought us in real close. They brought us in close to, okay, this girl was a librarian in a past life. She died with books falling on her. Woke up in the body of this girl. She just wants, like, it's just fine. I'm good with this. Just, can I read books? And then it was like, wait, what?
What is that?
There's no books? Like, what? Huh? Excuse me. Like, the one thing I want and you don't have it?
Yeah.
And they pulled us so close into that, even though they started with something that was weird in and of itself.
Because
like the
but
first
it went
thing
into
they
the background.
do,
It went into the background because the books were.
but it just felt like a flashback kind of thing of how, like, oh, she's just going, like, so she's working with this magician, obviously, or a mage or a warlock, or I don't know what they're going to call him. We don't know what they're going to call him. But he sits her down and they put these like mental thing. He puts a crown or something on her
head.
and he puts on, because he's like,
I
again,
know
what's going on? Like, you're just so different. And so it's not nefarious.
So he's trying to like mind meld with her like a Vulcan or something.
Kind
you know what I
of.
mean? Like he's trying to.
It's kind of like VR for your memories.
Or like some sort of telepathy.
And
kind
so
of connection.
that's what in my mind.
And I forgot about it.
In my mind, that's what we're doing. We're going to see how she came to this point. But there's
so that's okay. So that because I didn't see
Yeah,
the
you
pilot,
didn't.
now I'll have to go back and watch it. So that's how we ended up telling this particular story.
Yes.
It starts with this man trying to figure out what the heck is up with you. You're
yeah,
weird.
like how? Why
Let
are
me
you so
figure
weird?
you out. Okay.
But now
yeah.
with the things that are going on in the episodes that we've seen.
I mean,
making sense.
that makes me
making
nervous
sense.
though.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, what's the context of like?
It wasn't bad.
You sitting here, yeah, okay.
No,
all right.
it wasn't like
Okay.
because they didn't give like, and I know we
they
can
like to
be.
throw you for a loop now. I don't need no lobotomies. Listeners, if you have ever played,
Stop it.
Okay,
Just stop
fine.
Stop it.
you know what I'm talking about, BioShock
Yeah.
people.
Oh my.
You know what I'm talking about.
When I didn't want to mute you, but
You
I
don't
was
have to,
like,
I'm done.
stop it.
I'm
That's
done.
what I was saying. The stop it meant not mentioning it.
I'm done.
But chapter 5 was the last, like, here's a little bit of background. It's getting real.
it is, man.
In chapter 6, it goes
Chapter
down.
6, it takes off.
It goes down.
And you'll hear about that in the next one. So do your thing.
If you would like to contact us, you are welcome to get at us on Twitter at Gray Area Anime 1. You can also contact Icarus on Twitter at Icarus Gray. You can get at us on Facebook at Gray Area Anime. I believe we also have an Instagram at Gray Area Anime as well. And of course, you can always email us with your questions, your suggestions, any kind of comments, or just, to chat at grayareaanime@gmail.com.
We also have a Facebook.
I said that.
She did. You so nice, Prima Diva.
Thank you.
All right. Now do your thing. Can you do it this time?
I
You're a big
believe in you.
girl.
I big girl now. I'm big girl. Me do it by myself. You can read a new blog daily at BibleStudyGirl.com. That is where I upload my thoughts on my faith and my faith journey. You can get in contact.
Your what?
My faith journey.
It sounded like you said, "Am a fake journey?" And I was like,
Faith journey. Okay.
It's not fake. It's faith. It's real. It's really real.
Mm.
I big girl now, and I can do this. This is not usually my thing, but I'm big girl. I'm learning. Okay, so you can find me as well on Facebook, Bible Study Girl. You can find me on Instagram _Bible Study Girl, Twitter, Bible Study Girl, the number 2. You can also email me at BibleStudyGirl2019@gmail.com.
because 2020 does not exist.
We're skipping this year.
Yeah.
I was
We'll
waiting for your sound effect, but there wasn't one.
I
I feel
tried
like
to
it-
tell, but it
yeah.
kind of messed.
You should really be on the board.
She should not.
You
And that is what the mute button is for. So we'll see you guys next week. 1 and a 2 and a peace.